Hello, everyone. This is Big Dan with Southern Extreme Sports Talk. Just wanted to come to you and talk about a matchup. We got a top five matchup this weekend in college football. Um, Now, this will be coming into week 13. Today is November 21st, Thursday. We're going to talk about the Indiana Hoosiers at number 5 in the rankings. They'll be playing Ohio State, which Ohio State is number 2 in the polls right now. Both teams, I apologize, not both teams. Indiana comes in 10-1, 10-0, 10-0. Now Ohio State comes in 9-1. Ohio State's only loss is to Oregon, who's number 1. But just kind of wanted to give you the rundown on the difference between these two teams. If you would, before we go too far, if you would like and subscribe, share the content, leave me some comments if you would. But I'll go through the three matchups that there's three teams that both teams have played. We'll go through the numbers on those just to show you the difference. Coming into this ball game, Ohio State is favored by 10.5. The over/under is 52.5. The kickoff is going to be 11 a.m. on Saturday, so it should be a very exciting game. I'm looking for a great game there. But anyhow, we're going to go over the stats for these two teams. We're looking at Ohio State. Now, defensively, Ohio State is number 1 in the country as far as points go defensively. They only give up 10.3 points per game. Yardage-wise, they are second, and they give up 250.8 yards per game. Now, they are first in the conference on both of those. Passing-wise, defensively, they give up 160.1 yards per game. They are 6th in the nation, and they are first in the conference there. Rushing-wise, they give up 90.7 yards per game. They're 4th in the country there, 2nd in the conference. Now, Indiana defensively, points-wise, they give up 13.8 points per game. They're 7th in the country, 3rd in the conference. Yardage-wise, they give up 255.5. They're 3rd in the country, right behind Ohio State, and they're 2nd in the conference. Passing-wise, they give up 183.3 yards per game. They're 21st in the country, 7th in the conference. Rushing-wise, they give up 72.2 yards per game. They are 1st in the country, and they are 1st in the conference, of course. So they're relatively pretty close as far as the yardages, rankings, and everything on defense. Now, offensively, points-wise, Ohio State is 12th in the country with 37.8 points per game. Averaging yardage, they are 400. They are 18th in the country with 451.4 yards per game average. They are 31st in the country, passing the ball 267.6. Now, points-wise, they're 2nd in the conference. Yardage, they're 3rd in the conference. And passing, they're 5th in the conference. Now, rushing, they rush the ball for 183.8 yards a game. They're 40th in the country, 3rd in the conference. Indiana, offensively, they score 43.9 points per ball game. They're 2nd in the country, 1st in the conference. Yardage-wise, they put up 453.2 yards per game. They're 15th in the country, 2nd in the conference. Passing-wise, they're 276.5. They are 23rd in the country, 4th in the conference. Rushing, they rush the ball 176.7 yards a game, 48th in the country, 4th in the conference. So overall, both of these teams, stats-wise, are pretty close. A lot of people are not giving Indiana respect, in my opinion, saying they've played the weakest schedule. Well, they have played 3 different teams. And before I get into the 3 different teams that they played, they all played together, are the same. Now, Indiana has 32 rushing touchdowns, 25 receiving touchdowns. Ohio State has 22 rushing touchdowns and 26 receiving touchdowns. Now, the quarterbacks, their stats are relatively pretty even. Indiana's Rourke, the Indiana quarterback, now he missed a game and he missed a half a game against Nebraska. But he was 171 of 238 for 2,410 yards so far, 71.8% completion percentage, 10.1 average, 21 touchdowns passing, 4 interceptions, 10 sacks, and he's got a 182.7 rating. Now, Will Howard and also Rourke has 2 touchdowns rushing. Will Howard is 186 of 255, 2,484 yards, a 72.9 completion percentage, 9.7 average, 24 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 9 sacks. He has 6 rushing touchdowns, and his rating is 181.9. So these teams are very evenly matched as far as stats goes, all that. Now, the 3 teams that they played that I wanted to kind of share, because that's a pretty good sample size, 3 ball games. So that's relatively 25% of your schedule. So anyhow, both teams played Nebraska, Michigan State, Northwestern so far. Now, Indiana beat Nebraska 56-7. Ohio State beat Nebraska 21-17. Indiana beat Michigan State 47-10. Ohio State beat Michigan State 38-7. Indiana beat Northwestern 41-24. Ohio State beat Northwestern 31-7. So the difference there is Indiana scored 144 points and give up 41 points in those 3 ball games. Ohio State scored 90 points and give up 31 points. So the points given up, pretty close. I mean, 10-point difference. The points scored is 54 points. So that's a big difference offensively, in my opinion. So leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. I think it's going to be a tough ball game. If it's me, I'd take Indiana in the points because I think it's going to be a tight ball game. I really think Indiana stands a good chance to win this ball game. But y'all leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. I appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.